Imagine waking up tomorrow. You reach for your phone before your eyes have fully opened. One notification becomes 3. 3 become 10. Then suddenly 30 minutes have disappeared. You don't even remember what you were looking at. Sound familiar? You're not lazy. You're not lacking discipline. Your brain is simply responding exactly the way it was designed to. Every swipe, every notification, and every one more video is carefully engineered to keep you coming back. Today, we're going to uncover why you can't stop scrolling, how social media hijacks your brain, and, most importantly, how you can take back control. Because the most addictive thing in your pocket isn't your phone. It's the psychology behind it. Your brain runs on something called dopamine. Most people think dopamine is the chemical that creates happiness. It isn't. Dopamine creates anticipation. It makes you want something before you even receive it. Thousands of years ago, this helped humans survive, finding food, finding shelter, finding opportunities. The brain rewarded curiosity because curiosity kept people alive. Fast forward to today, your phone has become the perfect dopamine machine. Every notification might be exciting. Every message might be important. Every scroll could reveal something funny, something shocking, or something you've never seen before. The uncertainty is exactly what keeps you scrolling. It's the same psychological principle used in slot machines. You never know when the next reward is coming. And because you don't know, you keep pulling the lever. Or in this case, you keep scrolling. Have you ever noticed something strange? Books have endings. Movies have endings. Even television episodes eventually stop, but social media never ends. The infinite scroll was intentionally designed to remove stopping points. Without a natural ending, your brain doesn't receive a signal that says I'm done. Instead, it says maybe the next post is better. One more swipe, one more reel, one more video, one more minute. Except 1 minute often becomes an hour. And the apps know this. The longer you stay, the more advertisements you see, the more data they collect, and the more money they make. Your attention has become one of the most valuable resources in the world. Have you ever unlocked your phone only to immediately forget why you picked it up? That's because checking your phone has become a habit. Habits are created through repetition, and the brain loves shortcuts. Instead of making a conscious decision, it creates automatic behaviors. Feeling bored? Check your phone. Waiting for someone? Check your phone. Eating? Check your phone. Watching television? Check your phone. Eventually, your brain doesn't ask permission anymore. It simply acts. Before you realize it, you're already scrolling. Here's what makes this even harder to resist. The app isn't guessing what you like. It's studying you. Every second you pause on a video, every post you linger on, every time you scroll past something without a second glance, all of it is data. The algorithm is quietly building a profile of your attention, refining itself with every single interaction. This is why two people can open the same app and see two completely different worlds. Your feed isn't random. It's a mirror built specifically to hold your interest longer than the last video did. And it's remarkably good at its job, because unlike a person, it never gets tired, never misreads you, and never stops testing new ways to keep you watching. The unsettling part is that this system doesn't need to understand you emotionally to keep you hooked. It only needs to notice patterns. If sad content keeps you scrolling, you'll see more of it. If outrage keeps you engaged, that appears too. It isn't curating what's good for you, it's curating what's effective at holding your attention. Whether or not that's the same thing, there's a reason this system is built so well. It's not an accident, and it's not really about you at all. It's about business. Every second you spend scrolling is a second that can be sold to advertisers. Your attention is the product. You are not the customer. You are the inventory. This is the part most people never stop to consider. These platforms don't make money when you close the app satisfied. They make money when you keep opening it. So every design choice, the autoplay, the infinite scroll, the perfectly timed notification exists for one purpose: to extend the time between when you plan to stop and when you actually do. It's not that anyone is plotting against you personally. It's simpler and in some ways more unsettling than that. It's an entire industry built around a single measurable goal. Keep eyes on the screen for as long as possible. And the platforms that do this most effectively are the ones that survive. The cost of all this isn't always obvious because it doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happens gradually in the small erosion of your ability to focus. Reading a book starts to feel harder. Watching a full-length movie without checking your phone starts to feel unnatural. Even a 5-minute conversation can start to feel like it's dragging. This is because your brain has been trained repeatedly to expect quick shifts in stimulation. Short videos rewire your sense of pacing. What once felt like a normal amount of time to wait for something interesting now feels painfully slow. Your attention span hasn't disappeared, but it has been reshaped around 15-second bursts instead of sustained focus. Studies on heavy short-form video use have started to show exactly this pattern: shorter attention spans, more difficulty concentrating on single tasks, and a growing restlessness during anything that requires patience. It's not that people have become incapable of focus. It's that their brains have simply been trained for something else. There's another layer to this that goes beyond attention. It's what scrolling does to how you see yourself. Every feed is a highlight reel. Nobody posts the boring Tuesday afternoon or the argument they had that morning. What you see is curated, edited, and often exaggerated. But your brain doesn't always process it that way. Instead, your mind quietly compares your unfiltered everyday life to everyone else's best moments, their vacation, their body, their relationship, their success. And this comparison happens fast, almost automatically, long before you consciously register that it's unfair. Over time, this constant low-level comparison can chip away at self-esteem without you ever pinpointing why. You don't feel worse because of one video. You feel worse because of thousands of tiny comparisons stacked one on top of another, day after day. And because it happens gradually, it's easy to miss the connection between how much you scroll and how you actually feel. If you've ever tried to simply use your phone less and failed within a day or two, you're not lacking discipline. You're up against a system engineered by teams of psychologists, designers, and data scientists whose full-time job is making that decision as difficult as possible to keep. This is why telling yourself "I'll just be more disciplined" rarely works long-term. Willpower is a limited resource, and it's being pitted against an app designed specifically to outlast it. The people building these platforms understand human psychology at a level most of us never study. They know about variable rewards, about social validation loops, about the exact color schemes and vibration patterns that keep you checking back. Real change doesn't come from fighting the app with sheer willpower. It comes from changing the environmentry, moving the triggers, adding friction, and making the mindless choice the harder one instead of the easiest one. The good news is that your brain's ability to adapt works both ways. The same neuroplasticity that trained you to crave constant stimulation can retrain you toward focus, patience, and presence. It doesn't require quitting social media entirely. It requires small, deliberate changes that reduce the automatic pull. Turning off non-essential notifications removes hundreds of tiny triggers a day. Keeping your phone in another room while you work or sleep removes the temptation before it starts. Setting specific times to check apps rather than checking impulsively rebuilds your sense of choice instead of compulsion. Even short periods of boredom, allowed without reaching for a screen, help your brain relearn how to sit with stillness again. None of this is about willpower or blame. It's about understanding that this pull was engineered, and once you see it clearly, you can start making small, intentional decisions that put you back in control, one swipe, one notification, one quiet moment at a time. And maybe that's the real freedom, not abandoning technology, but making sure your attention belongs to you. Because in a world where every app is competing for your focus, the most valuable thing you own isn't your phone, it's your mind. If this made you think twice about your screen time, that's the point. Follow for more on how technology shapes the way we think. and how to take some of that control back.